All right, today's video is a little different to some of the others I've made. Most videos are me kind of giving advice, if you like, to the audience, because I feel as though most of what I talk about, I'm good at, I know about, I've practiced a lot of the time in my life and it's worked for me, and I'm passing on my experience because, you know, something's worked and I want you to do it as well because it helps. Now, there are certain things where, you know, that I feel that I can improve on, the same as everyone else. And today's video is a little bit different because this is not really advice for you, it's advice for me. So I'm sort of talking to myself in a lot of ways. However, some of you might be able to resonate with this and you may be able to take some of this on board. All right. Now, this is about kind of making the most of the life that you've got. Okay, people say you only live once. As far as we know, that is the case. And, you know, we need to make the most of it. We need to kind of give ourselves the best chance to have the happiest life that we can possibly have, most fulfilling life that we can possibly have. The reason I'm at a bit of an advantage, I'd say, over some people is that I feel like I've already had a life to an extent, all right, meaning my judo career. Now, you may think that that's not a life in itself, but that is to an extent, all right? So like a sporting career, if you like. So it could be, you know, you could be a footballer, you could be a gymnast, you could be a swimmer, you could be a tennis player. It really doesn't matter what the sporting career is, but it's very similar to a judo career, meaning that it isn't something that you can do for a lifetime. It's something that is a shorter space of time than a general life. You can't, you know, obviously you can't do it right from the word go, and you can't be doing it when you're old, not competitively anyway. So, you know, I obviously started judo. I say obviously because I've spoken on this before, but I started judo when I was around about 4 years old. And I got fairly serious about it quite quickly. And my career, if you want to call it that, come to almost an abrupt halt in 2005 when I got ulcerative colitis. I did make a little comeback here and there, but it wasn't serious. So, you know, I couldn't train quite the same as I did before. And I really, you know, when I come back, it was really just for fun, just to have a bit of a run out. It wasn't, you know, I wasn't seriously trying to get anywhere with it. And I did like competitions in 2010 and 2012, just kind of randomly, really. But by and large, my career finished in 2005, you know, due to health issues. Now, prior to that, I got a bad knee injury, which I've spoken about also on the channel. I ruptured my cruciate ligament in 2003. Now, prior to that, I felt like I was just about gaining ground on the people in front of me. There were a few people in front of me, people who were older and people who were coming towards the end of their careers. And my plan was to kind of maybe take over from them when they kind of moved on. And I was there or thereabouts. I'd beaten all the people in front of me. And there was, you know, there was really a space opening up in my weight category that I felt like I was ready to take over. And I felt like in the form that I was in 2003, at the start of 2003, I thought, you know, that was mine for the taking. I felt like I was on really, really good form. And at that point, I then ruptured my cruciate ligament in my knee, which is a serious injury. Took me a good few months to a year, really, to sort of get back from that. And when I did come back, you know, I had obviously, you know, confidence issues and, you know, a little bit of a fitness issue and stuff. So it took a little while to get back from that. And then I then started to get symptoms with the ulcerative colitis. So I never really got back after 2003, to be honest. Now, prior to that, I felt as though I had opportunities that I didn't take. There were times where I maybe could have gone abroad and I didn't. You know, I did go abroad and I did go abroad on my own. But there were certainly times where, you know, for example, my coach offered me a trip to Japan, which he said he was happy to pay for, and he wanted to send me there for 3 months, and I didn't take the opportunity, just because I felt, there was other things around, like, for example, it would have been my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife. I didn't really want to leave her, and I kind of felt as though, I felt a little bit uncomfortable about going there on my own and doing that by myself. Now, I felt like, maybe that was a missed opportunity. Maybe there were some other things that I didn't do that I could have done, that were perhaps missed opportunities. So when I kind of look back and sort of think to myself, did I do everything that I could have? The answer is probably not 100%. I did train hard, I did work hard, I did put myself through a lot of training, but I don't believe I necessarily worked as hard in all aspects, meaning I don't think I pushed myself to the limits in terms of being uncomfortable. And looking back, I kind of wish I had done. I wish I had have gambled a little bit more. I think I should have maybe taken risks a little bit more. So my message today really is how, you don't know what's around the corner. If my judo career represents my first life, if you like, I can now look back at my life, my judo life, and look at the mistakes that I made and look at the regrets that I maybe have now. And there's nothing I can do about it now, So if we now look at my real life, if you like, I'm now 44 years old. Hopefully I'm not at the end of my life, and I won't be for a little while, but we don't know that. Exactly the same as we didn't know that I was going to injure my knee. We didn't know that I was going to get a condition that was going to stop me from doing judo, really, ultimately. And, whereas I thought I had plenty of time, and I was just starting to make ground, and I had, enough time to become number one and start making an impact. The reality was that I didn't. The reality was that I was virtually at the end of my career at that point, and I never realised. So I may be 44 now. I feel there's opportunities in my past that I haven't taken. I do believe that there are opportunities around now that I'm still not really pulling the trigger on, and I feel that I should. I feel I need to take more risks. I feel I need to work a little bit harder. I feel I should take those opportunities, and the reason is because, I don't want to be on my deathbed whenever that might be, hopefully a good while in the future, and look back and think, I could have done this, I could have done that, and I should have done this, I should have taken that opportunity, I should have taken that risk. Now, I'm in a good position, really, as somebody who's already had a first life, if you like, my sporting career. So I've had the opportunity to know how it feels to look back on a life of sorts and know how it feels to regret things that you didn't do, opportunities that you'd missed, and people don't often get to feel that until they're on their real deathbed, if you like. Now, I have been on my deathbed of sorts, meaning my judo career, and I have had the opportunity to look back, and I have had the opportunity to regret things, and not have the time then to make up for it. However, in my real life, I am 44 years old. Hopefully, I'm going to be around for a good number of years to come, and I've got the opportunity now. I need to take the opportunity while I'm still healthy, while I've still got, the opportunities there, while I can still pull the trigger. I need to pull the trigger. I need to not waste my opportunities, because, the last thing I want is to be in that situation for a second time where I'm on my deathbed, my real deathbed this time, and look back and think, I've done it again. I've done the same thing again. I've made the same mistakes again. I didn't take the opportunities when I should have done, and I should have learned from the first time. So my advice is, if there are things that, you know, you realize that are opportunities, but you're kind of ignoring them because you're maybe too fearful, or, you know, you're waiting for a time in the future when you think that the time might be right. The time is now, really. The time's now, because, you know, if you wait too long, you might then get some illness, or you may get some issue come up that prevents you from taking the opportunity that is there now, and it may be too late later on. So this advice is coming from somebody who's already been there to an extent, and I'm giving this advice to you, but I'm primarily giving this advice to myself. I kind of hate sitting on this, you know, putting videos out on this channel, trying to portray that I've got all the answers, that I'm happy, and I am happy. You know that. I've said that countless times. I am super happy, but I also know that there are opportunities that I could take that could possibly make me even happier, and you know, I need to do that. And that's my advice today to you and to me. Don't waste your life. Take opportunities, take risks, and go for it. Hope this helps. I really do hope this helps. I hope it helps me. And, you know, hopefully we can improve and progress together. And the last thing I'm going to ask you to do is please subscribe. It really does help. And hopefully I can make you another beneficial video in the future. See you later, guys.